Hello, algebra students. Mr. Lawrence here, and here's the most anticipated video some of you have been looking for days and days and days. Well, here it is. All right, absolute values. Remember, in class, Chris Contra defined absolute value as the distance from zero on a number line. I love that definition. That's what we're going to use. And in class, we had decided that the absolute value of 5 was 5. Why? Well, because I'm asking you how many spaces from 0 on a number line is 5? Well, it's 5 spaces away. The absolute value of -5 is also 5, not because it makes a positive, but because if I'm on a number line, number line, and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, -5 is right here. How many spaces away from 0 is it? Well, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. So the absolute value of 5 is 5, and the absolute value of -5 is 5. Now let's see, make sure you're paying attention. It is not okay to just say, it makes it positive. Not that you would do that, but I'm just trying to stress it. Did you get that, matey? Don't just say, it makes it positive. All right, so here we have, hold on a second, I got 3. All right, we have this problem here, the absolute value of 10. Absolute value of x equals 10. Absolute value of x equals 10. I'm asking you what number is 10 spaces away from 0 on the number line, and you all want to say x equals 10. And you're wrong. You're wrong. You're terribly wrong. Oh, don't do the big one. Do the normal eraser. No, it's not true. You see, on a number line, there are two numbers away from 0 that are 10 spaces away, aren't there? If I'm on a number line, where's my number line? Number line. Number line. There we go. All right, so I've got my number line. Let me put an arrowhead on there so it looks like a line so somebody doesn't go, Mr. Lawrence, it's a number ray. All right, and let's put 0 here. I could go 10 spaces in this direction, right? And I would end up at 10. But I could also go 10 spaces in this direction, and I would end up at -10, wouldn't I? So you see, this has two answers. Now, here's how you find the answer. It's going to be kind of trivial with a simple problem like this. The first thing you do is you write down x equals 10. Or x equals -10. And you're like, what'd you do, Ms. Lawrence? You didn't do anything. Trust me, you want to write down two equations or two inequalities. You'll see why in a minute. All right, now some of you are really smart here. With the absolute value of x equals 7, you're going to go, hey, I know x is going to equal plus or minus 7. And you're going to be absolutely right. Okay? Because there are two numbers, 7 spaces away from 0 on a number line. And they are 7 and -7, right? Okay, how about this one? I'm not going to answer this right now. You think about this one. The absolute value of x equals -3. So how many numbers, or what numbers, are -3 spaces away from 0 on a number line? That's what this question is asking. See if you can tell me tomorrow. Try not to look it up. Think about it. See if you can come up with the right answer. All right, now I've got two problems I want to do for you. This will be our intro. I can't find my two problems though. Wherever did they go? Oh, I know why. There they are. Okay, so we have this first one, 2x plus 5. Absolute value of 2x plus 5 equals 9. There are two problems here because one's going to get me one of the answers and one's going to get me the other answer. The one on the positive side of some 0 and the one on the negative side of some 0. So the first thing I do is I go 2x plus 5, and that's going to equal 9. Or 2x plus 5, and that's going to equal -9. Yeah, do you see that? I have to solve both of these equations, and then I will get both answers. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to get 2x, and that's going to equal 4. So therefore, x is going to equal 2. Let's check it. Let's put 2 in for x. So I'll have 2 times 2 plus 5. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 5 is 9. Absolute value of 9 is 9. It worked. Holy macaroni. I don't know what macaroni is, but I just wanted to say it. All right, now I'm going to go over here and solve this one. So I'm going to get 2x is going to equal -14, right? Okay. And x is going to equal -7. So the other answer should be -7. Let's try it. 2 times -7 is -14, plus 5 is -9. Absolute value of -9? 9. It works. You see, there are 2 answers. Nick, make sure you pay attention for this. Don't be like me, because in high school, I couldn't do these. I could only do half of them. I never considered there was a second answer. Okay, there's 2 answers. Make sure you do both. All right, let's see here. How do I do this one? Well, this one's actually not an or problem. You see the symbol here? That's a less than, right? Less than. But I'm going to call it a less than. This is an and problem. This is a less than. So I'm going to do 3x plus 1 less than 10. And, why and? Because it's a less than problem. And 3x plus 1 is greater than -10. Notice I had to make the 10 negative just like I did in the green one, but I also had to flip the inequality. Okay? So I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. I'm going to get 3x is less than 9, and then x is going to be less than 3. And I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. I'm going to get 3x is greater than -11. And then x is going to be greater than -11 thirds, which would be -3 and 2/3, right? Silly me. Where's my eraser? 2/3. Yeah, I almost put 3/4 by mistake. Sorry about that. So 2/3. There we go. All right, so these are our answers. Now, if we put that on a number line, where did you go, number line? Number line, you're so fine. There we go, there's my number line. And let's put an arrowhead on it. Now I'm going to show -3 and 2/3, and I'm going to show 3. My points will be open points, and I have to shave. Well, remember before from class, ands tend to look like this, right? Okay, well, I'm going to shade in there. Now, to make sure that I'm right, I like to test things. So I'm going to take a value that's in this range, like say maybe 0, and I'm going to plug it in for x. So 3 times 0 is 0, plus 1 is 1. Absolute value of 1, right? Absolute value of 1 is 1. Is 1 less than 10? It sure is. So see, it works. Any number I pick in this range will give me a true statement. What happens if I pick a number outside the range, like say 5? Okay, well, the absolute value of 3 times 5 plus 1, and that will equal the absolute value of 16. And the absolute value of 16 is 16, and is 16 less than 10? Absolutely untrue. All right, there it is. Those are a couple warm-up problems. Oh, by the way, so you see I didn't get in the shaded region over here. If I would have picked a number over here, -4, -12, something like that, another false statement would have happened. The only true statements will happen between -3 and 2/3 and +3, non-inclusive. All right, that's it for the video. Just a little warm-up for tomorrow's lesson. Mr. Lawrence saying, have a good night, everybody.